Hi everybody, it's Christina from Card Making Magic. Today I'm going to show you how to get this look for your cards. And this is called the bokeh effect or the bokeh effect, depending on how you want to pronounce it. And for this I'm going to use some watercolours. So I've got a piece of watercolour card and I'm just going to tape it down to a hard board. So you can use either a piece of stiff cardboard, or this is just a wooden I think it's a cheese board actually. So I'm just going to tape that down so that it doesn't move, and that stops your card from warping. And then I'm going to take a big brush and I'm going to wet all this paper, all this watercolour card, and we've got a bit of colour on it there, that's it, it's gone. So just going to wet this through. And then I'm going to use Gansai Tambi watercolours, and the two colours that I want to use are this blue and this green. Now you can use any colours you want. This is using the pinks and reds in this set, but different colours will give you different looks. So we're just going to wet this paint, and then I'm going to randomly add it with lots of water to my watercolour card. So I'm just splotching it on, and then I'm going over to the green, and I'm going to have cleaned my brush. So again I'm using lots of water, and I'm just going to do the same thing over the other side. So I'm just going to fill in the gaps along here that need some colour in them. And keep using lots of water just to thin it all out. Now if you want your colours deeper, you can dry this off a little bit with your heat tool, and then you can go in again. So that's what I'm going to do with this. So with some kitchen roll I'm just going to wick off the extra colour that's around the edges, and it just soaks up into your towel. And then what's left I'm going to dry with the heat gun. Now this needs to be dry, so this is another piece that I did earlier that I've allowed to dry. And the next thing I need to do is cut some holes of different sizes in a piece of acetate. So this is like your stencil. So I've just used two different sizes of punches, and the other thing I'm going to use is a finger dauber. Now the other thing you need is some white ink, and this is archival ink. This is Frost White from Colourbox. So what I'm going to do is put my stencil onto my dry piece of watercolour, and I'm going to add in some white ink into these circles. Now it's very light, but it's just fading out the background just a little bit. So we need to get that ink in. And I'm going to work in a triangle of dots. So that's the first one. I'm going to put one that's down here and off the card, and this is the largest size of the circles that I've cut. Now you can just see them fading into the background, and the third one I'm going to put in is down there. And I'm keeping the card taped to the board so that it doesn't move around. So I'm coming in just off the sides and colouring the dots in. So that's three of the largest circles, and I'm going to go to the smaller ones, and I'm going to do exactly the same. So I'm going to fill in the gaps, and we'll add another one over there, and again we'll just go right up into the corner and slightly off the card itself. And then I'll add another piece, just a little piece, down here. So that's the middle size circles now done. And you can see the clouding effect on the card. Now the next thing I need to do is just use the dauber on its own. So I'm just going to blot off some of the ink onto my card, onto my mat, and then I'm going to add the dots in just randomly, and it doesn't matter if they overlap, and the more you do this the paler they will go without picking up more ink, I mean. So we'll just add some pale ones in around, and of course the lighter you press with the dauber the paler they will go. So you're just going to keep doing that all over the card. And this is the effect that you get when you're taking photographs and the light blurs the image. And of course this ink will dry lighter as it goes on. Now the very light, the very darkest white will be ones that you put on direct from the actual dauber itself. So because this is archival ink, it's going to take a while to dry. You can use your heat tool if you wish, or you can just leave it to dry, and then once it's dry we'll move on to the next stage. So there we've got 3 different panels. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get the same effect twice. They've all used the same ink, they've got varying degrees of the bokeh effect on them, but all those will make really pretty backgrounds for your card. So you can trim them down if you want to, you can add them to another colour card. So I'm going to use this one and I'm going to go ahead and make a card. So I've got all the bits and pieces needed that I need for my card. I've cut myself a top folding base card in turquoise. I've got a white mat that's going to sit on the card. I'm going to back this with some foam, some craft foam, and that will sit on the front of my card. But before I do that, I've stamped and embossed a sentiment that I'm going to wrap around that layer. So I've added all these panels now to my base card, and I'm going to add in the clouds with some foam pads on the back. So just going to pop these in along the back and on this big one. So we'll pop the big one in first, and that's going to sit along there, and then the little one I'm going to add in another layer, so it's double layered with foam pads, and that will sit along there. I'm just going to trim that bit off so it doesn't show under the cloud, and that will sit along there. And then the last thing I'm going to do is just with some glue is I'm just going to add in some sequins on the card, just a few, just to add a little bit of glamour to the card. So there's my card finished for today. Swap out the sentiment and it's suitable for any occasion. You'll never get 2 that look the same, but it's very easy to do. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please give it the thumbs up, and why not subscribe to my channel so that you never miss a video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.